Hi everybody, it's Kayla from Kayla Crochet Love and welcome to episode 48. If you are new to my channel, welcome. It's lovely to have you stop by and check out my channel. And if you're returning, of course, it's always lovely to have you here visiting with me. So it's been just over 2 weeks, I think, that I've been on here. I was going to record Thursday, but this week has just been kind of crazy. I'm always saying that. You guys know I always say that. And I always think that it's going to slow down, but it doesn't. So, but yeah, so I decided I would hop on here today. It's Sunday. I'm not sure when I'm going to get it uploaded. Hopefully today, but we will see. And it's the 1st of November, guys. That is insane. Like, oh. 2020 has felt like it's lasted years, but it also feels like it's been like a month. So anyway, we're just gonna jump right into it. So I will first talk about what I'm wearing out of my finished objects, and I have a few this time. So it's gonna be really hard for me to show you, so I will be inserting pictures somewhere. I don't know where. But I'll talk about the pattern first. And actually, I just remembered I don't have the tag for the yarn I used. I know what yarn I used, I don't know the color. But anyways, I'll just talk about it. So, what I'm wearing is a test I did for Designs by Key, and it's for her Split Decisions sweater pattern. I love this sweater so much. So it's not full sleeved. I think that's called like 3/4 length or whatever. And I think mine's actually, oh no, it's about right. And so it's not a full sleeve, which is nice. Although, I mean, you could easily make it a full sleeve if you want to, but there's nothing that that gives instructions. But and I love the details. So there's the little details on the shoulder areas here. And the back, if I can show you the back. And it goes down even farther to a point down here. I'll show you the pictures I took that I sent to Key for the pattern. And then it's called the Split Decision sweater because it has a split here in the front and on the side. Now, I don't think I'll be able to show you this really well because it is long. Like, this is the one front panel, and it goes about probably a good 6 inches below my knee. But I just love this sweater so much, and I love the colors I used. But I do have something I have to add about that. But I just love the way it fits. And I believe I made the size medium. So you have to use a DK weight. Well, you don't have to. It's just obviously the sizes will be different. So I use Lion Brand Mandala. And I cannot remember the colorway name that I used. I don't think I left it in the bag either. I didn't, but I mentioned it in another episode. But yeah, so one thing I didn't think about when I picked the yarn to make this is the way this is made, because it's not made with like a yoke, like it's not made in the round. The striping was going to be mixed and matched, so I ended up having to buy like an extra skein just to match the stripes. And I had to match them as best I could. So like it seamed up here, so I had to try and match the stripes, but then of course these are split. So Hang on, I'm gonna try and show you in my mirror just a second. Okay, so the lighting's kind of bad and my mirror's kind of dirty, but anyways, because of how it's sewn, I had to try and match the stripes, but there's the split here and here, right? So I had to try and match it the best I could, but honestly, I think I did a pretty good job. I'm pretty impressed with myself. Like, of course, there's a few spots that are a little jagged and stuff, but I'm pretty proud of how I did it. Especially down here. I really like how that turned out. But you can see how long it is. But yeah, I really like it. Okay, sorry, enough jumping around. So yeah, that was my dilemma, but I made it work and I'm really happy with the results. I love the color I picked. I wanted something that I would actually wear, like not just colors that I thought were pretty in the ball, but this is kind of toned down for what I like to wear typically. So yeah, I highly recommend this pattern. It is a paid for pattern. I will link to where you can get it down below. Go check it out. Go check out the other testers' pictures. Key has them on Ravelry. And at least a couple. There's 3 of us at least. There might be more now. But yeah, go check it out. They're awesome. And yeah, really recommend this pattern. So. And I'm really proud of myself for this, because this is the first real sweater I made. Like I've made tops, a couple tops. I made one like sweater thing that I just came up with myself that didn't work out fantastic, but this is the first full-on like big sweater I made, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. And it was a pattern test, so yeah, that's that. Now what do I want to talk about? I have a few other finished projects. I will talk about, I have one knitting one, so why don't I talk about that one? So I had bought some yarn a couple months ago, and I really liked it, and I had planned on making a hat with it. I still have it in my stash, but I went back and I bought more of the same yarn in different colors. So it's the Bernat Mega Bulky. Taking the price tag off. So Bernat Mega Bulky, and this one's the sparkle one. So it's a Jumbo 7, 99% acrylic, 1% metallic. And the color I used for this project is Apricot Sprinkle. And there's 53 yards per skein. So I bought it to make chunky hats. Now, I had planned on knitting with it, and I did. I haven't washed this yet, and it'll probably look better after it's washed, but I don't know if I'll be making more hats with this, because it is so thick that I don't know if this hat will even be comfortable. It looks alright. And it only took me a few hours to knit this. You can't really see the sparkle because it's so, like, there's not a lot of sparkle. It's like a halo almost. But it's so big that I don't know how comfortable it'll be to wear. Like, I feel like I can barely hear with it. Like, I like the looks of it, but maybe once it's washed, it'll be better. But I had a bit of a tale of woe with this hat. So this is, the pattern is the Big Hat by Davina Choi, I believe. I'll link to it down below. And this yarn is definitely quite a bit thicker than the yarn she used. So I've made this hat before. but the yarn definitely wasn't as thick as this, even though I thought it was the same. This is a 7. I think the other ones were like a 6 for the number. So I knit almost the full hat, and then I got far enough where I could try it on. And there was probably about this much room. When I had the hat on, I stuck my hand in and I pulled it out to like here. I don't know anyone whose head is that big. So I frogged the whole thing and I just reduced it. I reduced by about 6 stitches, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when the stitches are this big, it's quite a bit. So it did make it smaller, but like I said, I don't know if this will be a super comfortable hat to wear. So I'm gonna wash it and see how it turns out. And yeah, we'll see. And it used just over 1 skein. I had to break into the second one. Sorry, the lighting's horrible, guys. So it's really thick. I like the looks of it. I really like how it looks. I just don't know how comfortable it'll be. I want to put a big pom-pom on top too, so that might even be worse. But yeah, we'll see. It was a good mindless project for me anyways, which is something I've been enjoying lately. This project took a little more brain power, and obviously I had to pay more attention because I was testing for someone, but it was still fun to work on. So next I'll talk about this. So one thing I just made this the other night for fun, and I used sheepies, I can't remember how to pronounce it. It's like sheepies or something like that. Stonewashed. I had it in my stash forever, and I made myself a mug rug. So if you don't know what a mug rug is, it's basically a coaster that looks like a little rug. So I just did Tunisian simple stitch. I didn't follow a pattern, so I did 12 stitches and 12 rows, and it came out with this little rug, and I put my coffee cup on it. So it's just really cute, and I really enjoyed making it, so I actually bought more yarn to make more, because I thought it'd make cute Christmas gifts maybe. So, and it doesn't have to be Tunisian crochet. I could just do regular crochet too, which I think I'll do a little bit of everything. So, but it's cute. I just thought I'd share. Whoop. Now, I think it'd be better to use just cotton. This is cotton, and I don't know if it's cotton and acrylic or cotton and wool, but I would definitely use just cotton next time, but that's just what I used. So the other thing I made is I showed you last time I made a buffalo plaid hat, so I made another one for my husband using the Impeccable, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Impeccable yarn I bought. So it's a little less, the red's a little less vibrant, but I really like how it looks. And this is a pattern by Bago de Crochet, and I think it's called Plaid is the New Black. And I'll link, of course, I'll link to it down below too. So I really like it, and I've been wearing my hat so much. So my husband won't be wanting a pom-pom, so I just left it. But honestly, this hat is actually quite easy, I find. Definitely intermediate, maybe an advanced beginner could do it, as long as you know how to do color changes, which Crystal shows you how to do all that. So I made that. So this one I used, like I said, I used Loops and Threads Impeccable, which is 100% acrylic. God, fiber in my mouth. I used the color Cherry, Burgundy, and then of course just black. So I really am happy with how this turned out. It hasn't been cold enough for my husband to be wearing hats. I've been wearing mine all the time. And I have a matching coat, so everyone's like, don't you have enough plaid? Aren't you wearing enough plaid? And I say, go big or go home. Why not wear everything plaid? So yeah, and I have one more finished object. Oops. And I have a stitch marker stuck to it. And this is just a cowl I made. I did not use a pattern. I wanted something really mindless again to work on, so I just came into my yarn stash, looked at all my yarn, and picked out this one and just kind of made a cowl. So I know it doesn't look wide, but I wanted something that sat nicely. So there's sequins in it. Can't really, the lighting's so bad, but it has sequins in it, and it's this really nice greenish color. So the yarn I used is, she used to be Mad Science Dye and Fiber, but now she's the Spinning Spider. And this is one of her drag queen inspired yarns, which I think is awesome. So this is how it looks. So it's just nice and close, and you'd think because of the sequins in it, it would be really itchy, but it's not. Like even in the skein, I was like, ugh, I don't know what I can use this for, but it's not bad at all. So, but I really like it. So all I did was, I did 2 rows of single crochet and then a row of double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and then I did like the opposite, so the double crochets were in the chain 1 space from the previous round, and I just repeated that over and over till I got to the length I wanted. And yeah, I got this nice little cowl. I really like it. I think it'll be really nice at Christmas time. So it's like a Christmassy color. I'm just looking at my mirror. And wearing it with like a, even like a red top or a black top or something. White top, whatever. So it's really nice. Now I did have one issue with the yarn. And it wasn't until, well, first, this stuff is almost impossible to frog. I frogged it a couple times and I really had to, I broke the yarn a few times, and I really had to be careful when I was frogging just because the sequins snags so much. So that was one thing to keep in mind. And I blocked it. I wanted to block it and stretch it, and I did. But the problem was the yarn bled like crazy. And I know some colors I find just tend to bleed more than others. Like I find the darker colors tend to bleed. So if you don't know, bleeding is when you soak it and a lot of the dye comes out in the wash. So I soaked it, rinsed it, and I just did that a few times, and honestly it improved a little bit but not much. So I might actually have to like steam it with vinegar or something, just because I don't want it to rub off on my neck or anything. Like I don't know if it would. I guess if I sweat maybe. But yeah, if anyone has any suggestions, like I can always contact the dyer and find out. But if anyone has any suggestions as what I can do to stop the bleeding of the yarn, that would be awesome. Because I really want to wear it. I really like it. So, but yeah, that's that. And it's so sparkly. So I think that's it for finished objects. I have some acquisitions. No works in progress. Other than I do have a hat, that hat that I started. I haven't really done any progress on it since my last episode, so I'm not even going to worry about showing it. So yeah, I'll go into acquisitions since I don't really have any works in progress. So I bought a few colors of the Bernat Super Bulky. and I bought 2 skeins of each. So I bought that pink one. I also bought this one, which is Violet Sparkle. So yeah, you can see how thick it is. It's pretty thick. It's Violet Sparkle. And this one is Sweet Pea Sparkle. Looks kind of yellow. It's definitely more green. Like, the lighting's so bad today. That's pretty close. I was hoping that I could get a blue, but there was no blue left. So I bought pretty much every other color that was there. I also have a yellow one I showed a couple months ago. So I bought 2 of each of these. So now that I've made that hat, I'm not sure what I'll make with it. Like there's a pattern for a knit cowl, and I think if I bought a bigger crochet hook or a bigger set of needles, it would turn out better. It would be looser. I used a 10mm needle for that hat, and I found it, yeah, it was tricky. So I'd probably have to buy bigger needles or a hook, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to put it in my stash and something will come to me eventually. Other acquisitions, I just have, I feel like I'm missing something, but I went to Walmart with my husband last night and I wanted to get more yarn. I'm just trying to take them all out so I don't make too much noise. I wanted to buy more yarn to make some mug rugs. So I saw this Bernat Handicrafter cotton, and it's a little thinner. It says it's a worsted weight, but I think it's thinner than other cottons I've used. But this is Bernat Handicrafter cotton stripey, and I find it really soft, like compared to the other Handicrafter I've used. So I bought 5, and they were about $4, $3.97 I think. And there's 130 yards, and it's 100% cotton. So there's one. This is the color mustard blue. So it's like navy blue, yellow, and white. A little bit of gray too. There's that one. I bought, this is linen. So it's basically just cream and white. This is flannel. So this is like grays, different shades of gray, and some white. This is jade bisque. Pretty. And then this one is Lavender Meadow. So I bought 5 of those. I don't know how many mug rugs I'll be able to get out of each, but they were just at Walmart, so I can probably get more. And I don't know if I'm going to make matching sets or if I'm just going to make a bunch and then mix and match them. I don't know. It's just, I've been wanting to work on things the past few days. I don't have anything in mind. Actually, I did download a couple patterns I'll talk about in a second. But I want something just quick that I can do if I have like an hour to sit down in the evening and just want to have the feel like I've accomplished something more. I can make a mug rug in probably, maybe, depending on the stitch. If I do Tunisian crochet, it'd probably take me like 20 minutes to make one. I don't really know though. But yeah. I did buy a couple patterns. I didn't bring them down. I got approached by an old friend of mine whose son is obsessed with the movie How to Train Your Dragon, so I got asked to make a hat, a toothless hat, so I'll be making that soon. So I bought a pattern for that, and I bought a pattern for this long infinity cowl, and it uses fingering weight yarn, which that's what I wanted because I have a lot of fingering weight yarn that I have no idea what to do with, but that's the one I'm always drawn to. So we will see. I'll probably do the hat first and then start the cowl whenever. But yeah, that's all I have for you today, guys. Like I said, I'll insert pictures of my sweaters somewhere in the video. I don't know where. You'll be surprised. I'll be surprised. But that's it for now, guys. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.